Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Learning Katta. So previously you have seen two videos from me based on rational numbers. I had chosen then that those topics randomly, but today we are going to start with a series of chapters from class 8 ICSE. As you can see, I've written here, and the first chapter from the series is rational number. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So to begin with, I've written here introduction. So by that, we are going to discuss some terminologies and we are going to discuss the definition of rational number. Okay. So we know what natural numbers are. We have seen it in previous classes also. So natural numbers are nothing but the counting numbers. They start from 1, 2, 3, and so on till infinity. Secondly, we have seen what whole numbers are. They are 0 with natural numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Then we all are aware of the natural integers as well. Negative natural numbers together with whole numbers, right? So integers are from, like, let's take an example: -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So they extend to the both sides of the number line. Now we'll come to the topic rational numbers. Now rational numbers are of the form P by Q. So here P and Q are integers. That means they can be positive or negative. Okay. But the one condition here is that Q should not be equal to 0. That means the denominator should not be equal to 0. So to write the definition properly, we can write if P and Q both are integers and Q is not equal to 0, then P by Q is called a rational number. So to give you an example, say -1 upon 2. Now here -1 and 2 both are integers. This is the first condition that we have to check, right? P and Q should both be integers. So they are integers. And what's the denominator here? It is 2. 2 is not equal to 0. So both the conditions have satisfied. So we can say that -1 by 2 is a rational number. I hope you guys have understood the definition, because if you understand the definition properly, it will be easier for you to go ahead to perform different operations on this. Let's take another example. So this is a negative rational number. Okay, let me take another example. Say 2 by 7. Now here 2 and 7 are integers. Again, the first condition. And secondly, the denominator we check, 7, which is not equal to 0, right? So both the conditions are satisfied. So 2 by 7 is a rational number. Now we have seen two examples so we have understood how we can identify rational numbers. Now there are some things which are confusing. So I'm writing them under remarks. So first remark will be 0. Now 0 is a rational number or not. So first we have to check if we can express it in the form of P by Q, wherein P, Q both should be integers and Q should not be equal to 0. So this 0 can be written as 0 upon 2, 0 upon 17, or any other form, 0 upon 27. But all three of them will equate to 0 only, right? Their value will be 0. But we are able to express it in this form, P by Q form. That means 0 is a rational number. So if you are asked a question in the exam, in objectives, whether 0 is a rational number or not, so always check. You should actually remember this. But if instead of 0 there is any other number, just check if you can write it in this form without the denominator being 0. You will have your answer. Okay. Now another thing I forgot to mention at the start actually. Here P in this form, P by Q, P is numerator and Q is denominator. Fine, so don't get confused about it. It's a very basic thing, but sometimes If you are nervous, you get confused. So there's nothing to get confused. Another thing, all natural numbers, whole number, integer, any fraction, all of them are rational numbers. Okay, fine. So we'll move to another properties which we are going to discuss now. Now, whether a rational number is negative or not. So this will be my third. So how to identify positive or negative rational number. Now, let's take an example again. Why I explain with the help of example is it becomes easier. So minus 4 by minus 9. Now if you see, both of them have same sign, negative sign. So if signs are same, again same sign. If numerator and denominator have same signs, then it becomes a positive rational number. It becomes a positive rational number. If the signs are different, or say 4 by minus 7. Now here numerator and denominator both have different signs. One is positive, another is negative. So it becomes a negative rational number. That is how you will identify whether the rational number is positive or negative. Now again, the fourth point is, suppose you have a rational number p by q. Now p by q, suppose you are multiplying both of them, both the numerator and the denominator, by a integer m, by a non-zero integer m. So these two will be equal. Okay, both the sides will have same value. Now let's take an example of that. Suppose you have 2 by 5 here and you are multiplying both of them by 2. So what are you going to get? You will get 4 upon 10. So you can write 2 by 5 is equal to 4 upon 10, because when you reduce this, you get the left hand side, right? So that is one thing, and it is true for division as well. So if you divide both of them by same number, they are equal. So it's 4 by 10. Suppose I am dividing both of them by 2. I am just inversing this. So it becomes 2 by 5. So we can say that 4 by 10 is equal to 2 by 5, right? Because when you reduce this, you get this, right? So you should always check that. And we already know how to reduce the fractions. We have seen it in previous classes. Then one more important property will be, suppose you have two rational numbers, a by b and c by d, where b is not equal to 0 and d is not equal to 0. That means these two are rational numbers. So if a upon b is equal to c upon d, so we can imply a multiplied by d is equal to b multiplied by c. What I did, I just moved d to the other side, so it came into multiplication here and b on the other side, so b into c, and the value will be equal. Again, if you want to take an example, 2 by 5 is equal to 4 upon 10. I am taking the same example. So if I take 2 into 10, so I am moving 10 to left hand side, equal to sign remains there, then I am moving 5 to the right hand side. So 2 tens is 20 and 4 5s is 20. That means I am getting the same value on both the sides. So it proves this statement: if a upon b is equal to c upon d, then a into d is equal to b into c. Fine. So now the next important thing that we are going to discuss about rational number is their standard form. So standard form of rational numbers. So as usual, the example. So it's 20 upon 25. Now this is not a standard form. How do we identify it? So we have to check if the two numbers, the numerator and denominator, if they have anything in common. Like 20 I can express at 4 into 5 and 25 can be written as 5 into 5. So this 5 gets cancelled. Now we have 4 upon 5. Now do they have anything in common? No. So the only common factor is 1. So this is one condition. So they should not have any common divisor or factor other than 1. And second condition, in case of negative rational numbers, the second condition is that q should be positive. Okay, now I'll take an example where I am taking a negative rational number. So let's say it's minus 26 upon 52. Okay, sorry. So it should be 26 upon minus 52, because I wanted to take an example where q is negative. So now I know that they have a common factor, which is 13. So I am dividing both of them by 13. Or you can do it like this. 13 into 2 is 26, and minus 13 into 4 will give you 52. So it gives us 2 upon minus 4 here as well. 13 gets cancelled, right? Now this is not a standard form, because again they have a common divisor other than 1, which is 2. Now this can further be written as 1 by minus 2. Now they don't have any common divisor other than 1. But is q positive? No, q is not positive here. So we'll move the minus sign to the numerator. Now this is a standard form which we are talking about. Okay. Now even if this number is given 4 upon minus 7. So will you say that it's a standard form? No, they don't have. The first condition is satisfied, that they don't have any common divisor other than 1. But the second condition, where q is positive, but it's not true here, right? Q is negative. So the standard form will be, standard form for this will be minus 4 upon 7. I hope you guys got my point. And please comment if you have any confusion in this I have mentioned. And I hope you like this video. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.